Hello, property nomads. Hope you're doing well. In our recent video, we looked at the fact that water bills are going to go up, and I'm pretty sure, I'm very confident in saying that now your gas bills are going to go up as well. And that is because the same company that has been running Thames Water for quite a while, that's helped to rack up all the debt whilst paying all the shareholders billions and billions of pounds, has now taken over the UK gas network. What could possibly go wrong here? Let's dive into the article. Let me just bring up a screen share. And yeah, we can see here a foreign investor that loaded Thames Water with debt takes control of the UK gas network. Sounds like a recipe for success, doesn't it? This is all about Macquarie, I think that's how you pronounce it, Australian investment firm. They are to buy the remaining 20% of Britain's national gas that it does not already own. This gives it full control of this piece of national infrastructure. Now, if you didn't have a clue about this Australian investment company, you would say, Rob, what's the problem with that? It sounds okay to me. And I would agree with you. However, when you realize that this is the same company that was the former owner of Thames Water, then we've got to start scratching beneath the surface and realize not a good look for anyone involved. So Macquarie bought Thames Water in 2006, used a bunch of offshore pension funds apparently to purchase it. And it's drawn a lot of criticism from a lot of people because in the time that it owned Thames Water, so it's 11 years from 2006 to 2017, it basically saw its debts rise or quadruple. And at the same time, £2.7 worth of dividends were paid out to shareholders. On top of that, the heavy debts that have been built up now are about £18 billion. Now, if you live in the Thames Water area, I've got family that do, you'll notice that, funnily enough, your bills have increased quite considerably, and the River Thames has probably got a bit dirtier as well in the last 15 years. So this Australian investment firm has come in, they've used private funding, equity, etc. And of course, as is the rule of capitalism, you've got to be looking after your shareholders. Absolutely. So that's what they've been doing. Now, the ethical part of me would say, should that be at the expense of increased water bills? I'm lucky that we've got access to water. I understand that. But should that have been at the absolute expense of people paying for their water bills? Probably not. In a nutshell, what they've done to Thames Water, how they've operated it, etc., is just not a good look. So you would think that anyone doing their research would go, well, hang on a minute, we need to have a chat with this company here. We need to sit down, maybe try and work out a plan to work together. How can we create a win-win situation moving forwards? And they probably shouldn't be owning any more of our utility network here in the UK. Of course, they already own 80% of the UK gas network, but again, the purpose of this video is to say that they now own the rest of the UK gas network. So what could possibly go wrong? Let me think. The debts for the UK gas industry could increase significantly. If you're a shareholder, it's probably great news for you. You're probably going to find that your dividend amount is going to increase quite significantly as well. I reckon this company could possibly not do as much investment in the infrastructure as they probably should do, because again, they've got to focus, quite rightly so, on the shareholders and whatnot. So where does that leave you and I, that people that have gas, people that pay for their gas, where does that leave you and I? Probably not in a very good location, because if they do the same thing to the gas network that they have done to Thames Water, then chances are your bills are going to go and increase significantly, because they're going to look after their shareholders. There's going to be hardly any investment in the UK gas network. Maybe the debt is racked up. There's nothing really wrong with debt. If it's good debt, absolutely fine. I'm not convinced that the debts that they're racking up are actually good debts at all. And you can imagine that it's only going to get worse from here. Not really a good look for anyone involved. Now, if I was the competitions committee or whatever the governing body is in place that isn't the government, unless it has to go to the government here in the UK, I don't know. Surely someone would have looked at that and gone, people, probably not the best idea that we give this Australian investment firm the rest of the UK gas network. Of course, as with all things with government and parliament, how many people do you want to bet are actually involved in the Australian investment firm and might have, should we say, active interest in gas bills and gas prices going up because it might serve their needs as politicians? I'm just saying it is possible that this might be the case. Really, though, the fact that they've been allowed to buy the other 20% when they've got a really bad track record of Thames Water really isn't a good thing, and really someone should have looked at that. But I guess it's too little too late now. Just another death knell for your bills, my bills, everyone's bills here in the UK. Because if they're not going to catch you on gas, Great British Energy will get you on the electric, and the water companies will get you on the water. And because, as we've explored over on the podcast, because councils seemingly can't be bothered with any form of property joint venture deal, then that means they're going to have cash shortfalls, which means either a lot more cash has got to be printed or your council tax is going up quite significantly in order to try and get a bit more funding for your local council. Really, it's not good for anyone that pays any bills at all. One small favour to ask, two small favours actually. Number one, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're seeing it grow nicely. Thank you very much. Secondly, please do use that bell notification thingy. Press it, click on it, whatever you need to do, and then you'll get notified when new content comes out. Hopefully you're having a fantastic August, summer holidays, if you're lucky enough to be on them. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.